We're back to Neil Haley Show, and to thank again our great sponsor, Teresa, over at Innovative Recruitment Solutions. And we're going to have a great show today. We're going to talk about cybersecurity and dive deep into it. My guest today is Rak Talukder. He's the CEO of Hoplin InfoSec. Rak, thanks for stopping by, and I'm excited to talk to you today.
Good morning, Neil. Thank you for having me on your show.
You're welcome. So let's go right into this because, again, people with cybersecurity, it's a very interesting. How have digital threats evolved over the past 15 years? And what's the biggest challenge businesses face today?
So over last 2 decades, cybersecurity threats has been evolving. So if we think about it from 2009 to 2012, in that range, around APT, which is Advanced Persistent Threat Actors, which is basically a state-sponsored group, uh, they try to get unwanted access and try to stay in your environment without unnoticed and steal your information. And if we think about it afterwards, like starting from 2013 to 2016, ransomware and BEC has been increased. What is BEC? Which is business email compromise, and 2017 to 2020, we all know Internet of Things and AI is being booming. Everybody is using Internet of Things and AI. And in that sector, cybersecurity threats is getting increased. And with AI, businesses are using to help their businesses grow their businesses. On the other hand, cybersecurity threat actors are using AI to generate sophisticated attack. In most recent years, supply chain attack and ransomware is a big issue right now. If we can recall everyone back in 2020 during the pandemic, we had a supply chain issue due to the pandemic. At the same time, cybersecurity threat actors introduced cyber chain attack.
Wow.
And
Mhm.
lately, last 2 years, we have been seeing deepfake and synthetic identity fraud attack. So those are the two things has been introduced. You will be surprised. We are getting attacked every 24 seconds. Any kind of attack is happening every 24 seconds. So I would say in a nutshell, cybersecurity attack is getting more sophisticated using AI, using deepfake, and synthetic identity frauds.
Wow. So this is a very important thing that people just don't know, understand. Why is monitoring the deep and dark web so important for companies? And this is what you do that's so important. Not just an automated service. You really see the power of working with your clients when it comes to the deep and dark web, because that's the first line of defense that that their information's been stolen.
Exactly. So before I go deep and dark web, I would like to give you a little overview, like what is deep web and dark web, right?
Mhm. Sure.
So in a surface search, like which is like a regular search, what we do using our Google a search engine and using our browser, like a regular browser, Google Chrome, Safari, we only see 10% of what we have in the surface. Other 90% is we don't see. This is surprising. So bad actors, what they do, they try to steal your identity and your sensitive informations. And those identities and sensitive information and data, they try to sell into the deep web and dark web. And for an example, sensitive information could be compromised password, could be your social security number, could be your address, could be your credit card information. Those informations, they try to sell it into the deep and dark web. So for companies, it's very important to monitor what is going on. So let's say if XYZ company performed a deep and dark web monitoring, what they will see is there any compromised email, or is there any credential which has been compromised, is leaked into the deep and dark web or not. If it is, they can take a stand and protect that. On the other hand, it is also important to have a brand value. So let's say if someone is trying to create a fake website similar to your brand, that you can also monitor using deep and dark web monitoring. So businesses in today's world, they are doing this so that they can be ahead of the threat actors. Does it
Wow.
make
No, and that's so important because, like I said, this is the thing. What kind of separates Hoplin InfoSec to other cybersecurity companies and IT
so?
companies? Because a lot of times people are IT and they say they're cybersecurity. Why is this so important? As you know, this is one of the biggest industries in the world. Hacks are happening all the time. The government's being hacked. Lots of people are being hacked, and it's one of the probably biggest warfares going on in the world today. Cyber warfare. So explain how you guys differentiate yourself from your competition.
So we are one-stop cybersecurity solution. So cybersecurity, as a cybersecurity firm, we perform cybersecurity audit and gap assessment and implement proper defense to measure like attack surface management and endpoint security, and with a continuous red teaming activity. We understand we cannot eliminate 100% risk, right? It's
Uh,
always there will be a risk, but with a proper incident response, disaster recovery plan, we are always ready, and we make sure we are ready to present ourselves when there is a need. And in a nutshell, we have three different work streams. We have cybersecurity consulting, we have cybersecurity product support and maintenance, and we have research and development, where we do research about new cybersecurity incidents, how the cybersecurity is trending. And currently, we are doing research on AI and biometrics. So
Yeah, we're
those
gonna
are
get to that question. We'll definitely get to that question. So let's go to these other questions. I just see how you separate yourself. You really bring all the different things in cybersecurity. Some don't always have to hire you. Hire you as a consultant to make sure everything's set up. You have the right IT program in place. You're safe as can be, utilizing your softwares and everything. How do penetration testing and red teaming help businesses prepare for real world attacks?
so before I go there, like I want to give you a little overview, like what is penetration testing and what is red teaming, right?
Yes.
So penetration testing is basically we try to attack our own system and make sure how difficult it is for attackers to penetrate through our system. Whereas red teaming is an ongoing and broad process. We continues to find the weakness or into the overall system. Social engineering is also involved, like for example, fake phishing emails to make sure employees can identify those phishing emails, and it's prepare you to your defense team ready when there is an actual cyber attack.
Okay.
So it is very important to have your red teaming ready while there is a cyber attack is happening with your defense team. And another thing is interesting, when we perform red teaming, it's only top management know about red teaming. No one knows there is a red teaming activities going on. So that way, your defense team doesn't know what's going on. So they will be more prepared if there is an attack. Does it
Very
make
good.
sense?
Yeah, it makes complete sense. And it's something that people don't talk about. And if you're not able to know if where the system is really not being attacked, and then you're social engineering first by testing before you start the program, then not tell the employees, by the way, I mean, you're going to get hit with emails and you should be potentially in trouble after this saying, uh-oh, watch out, because that's what could happen. And it's really
Exactly.
crazy. The emails and the text messages now. Oh my gosh, Rak. They at least I just say I'm not even touching it. But ultimately, even they have one for the turnpike now for a very low cost, and people are stupid enough to go call or click on it and then mess up their phone, mess up any of the situations. You can copy logos to a T now. You really have to be good. And if your employees aren't paying attention, and then it could be you think it's an email from potentially somebody in the team. And this is the tests you need to do to see if they're really being aware of their environment.
Exactly. I want to give you a small example. I was working with one of the German company, and what happened? Their system was hacked, and it is interesting how it was hacked. So his son was playing a video game on his cell phone, and his corporate email was logged in on his cell phone. So his son received a game token, like when you play games, right? You receive some tokens and things like that,
Yes.
so that you can elevate your level to the next level. So the poor guy, he accepted and he was very happy. Okay, I'm gonna be going to the next level of the game. And with that, threat actors introduced a malware into his system. And with that, he got access to his email. With that, they were able to approve a paycheck for someone who was not working. So it is how they are doing social engineering. They're trying to see who is using which phone and what is their role and what exactly they are playing into the corporation.
100%. Okay.
Yeah.
What are the key steps for building effective incident response plan?
So, I would say, I want to give you an example. We all drive, right? Everybody. And I'm in Illinois. We have a state law. You have to wear a seatbelt,
Right.
right? This is a preparation. How many times you need the seatbelt? But you prepare for the
Yeah,
seatbelt, right?
exactly. Yes.
So same thing. We have to prepare for a threat actor to get involved, right? Then we have to identify and we have to assess the threat. What are the threat is coming in?
Right.
Then we have to see what is inside the threat, which is like containing of the threats. Next step will be we have to investigate what happened, why, how it happened, right? And then we will remove what was infected while we were happening there. Next step will be recover from what happened, and restore from what happened. So let's say you have 10 computers in your network. One of the computer was infected. So in the investigation process, you know which computer was infected so that you can
Right.
remove that computer from your network. And next step will be, as I mentioned, recover and restore operation. So we're going to recover from that step and then restore. And then next step is very important, which is lesson learned. What we have learned from this particular incident, right? So that we can get prepare ourselves for our next journey. Next, we will say we talked about red teaming and penetration testing, which is ongoing testing and evaluation. By doing red teaming, we will make sure our defense team is always prepared and they are getting the training what they need and getting the tools what they need. So those are the steps I would say we would take in a nutshell.
Very, very good. Uh, how does Hoplin InfoSec stay ahead of new cybersecurity threats, especially AI driven tools?
So In proper defense measure, we also use AI-driven tools like attack surface management, endpoint security, and we try to do continuous red teaming, and we always try to minimize our risk. And to minimize our risk, we use this AI-driven tool, and we just talked about incident response plan, right? We prepare that incident response plan and we follow that so that if there is anything happen, we can have a disaster recovery where we can put our system into the backup mode and take care what we got infected with. So I would say make sure you're always well informed, well prepared in today's AI driven world.
Yeah. I definitely, and it's like always constantly new software. And that's why you combat it against different systems and different things. And when you go to the dark web, you'll find out what's the new hot AI hacking software because the dark web will give you those answers.
Exactly.
And you
Exactly.
you probably go to hacker conferences as well, right?
Right. Right. Right.
Learn those specific nuances. So where's the best place we can find information, Rak, on you? Where can they go?
So they can go to www.hoplininfosec.com. That's our website. And we are also in YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn as well. And they can go, and we would like to say we have blog posts every day. So you can get yourself in our email list and you can educate yourself with our blogs in a monthly basis and see what we are going into the cybersecurity space, what is going on, and what is the new threat is coming into the cybersecurity space.
Excellent. Thanks again, Rak. Appreciate it.
Thank
All
you.
right. You're listening and watching the Neil Haley Show, and we'll be back in just a moment.